All right, so now we're not talking about proportions. We're talking about, I mean, you can think about a proportion, these next ones, but it's easier if you don't. Costing out a job or whatever, it's just, a percent change. So a welder agrees to build a trailer for cost plus 18%. So whatever it costs him plus another 18% so that he actually makes money. Okay. Calculate the total bill for a $1,460 job. So it costs him that much to do it. So one way to do it, and I'll just go to the calculator. Where's my mouse? There it is. Okay. So 1460 and 18%. All right. So one way to do it is to say, all right, I need to know 18% of means multiply. $1,460. Okay, so that's what I need to charge extra as a welder for this project. So I'll take, my expenses. I'm going to add to that how much I'm going to make, and that's the total amount that I'm going to charge. Okay. So that is one way to do it. Another way would be to say, well, I could say, well, I'm going to charge the 1460 plus 18% of 1460. Okay, and it's slightly faster. It's all the same stuff. Or I could do this. This is the way I like it. I like to, I'll say, okay, I'll charge the original 100%, the original 1460, and another 18% more of 1460. So I'm going to charge 118% of 1460. The original 100%, that's just the 1460. But the 18% more, that's the 262.80. And those are some different ways to do it. I don't care how you do it. Pick a way and stick with it if you want, or mix it up, whatever. But I really don't care which way you do it. Okay, so on this one, number 20, very similar. Okay, so contractor bills out his work at he's only going to charge 15% instead of 18. Okay, and the cost to make it is $13.40. So I'm going to go to my trusty dusty calculator and I'm going to say, hey, let's charge 115% of $1,340, and I get $1,541. That's what this contractor is going to charge for this job. And that is the end of the problem. Okay, or 1,340 plus 15% of 1,340. And maybe you maybe you want to do this and say, okay, now how much money am I making? Oh, I'm making $201. Okay, excellent. That is what I wanted to know, because that might interest you. All right, now let's take a look at 22. A little different from the last couple, but it's the same idea. I'm going to change the problem a little. Let's change this to 23%. And sorry, I got the hiccups. So the new part is going to be scaled up 23%. So it's going to be bigger. Okay, so we got the 88, the 12, and the 32, and we're going up 23%. So what we're going to do is we're going to say, all right, I want 123% of 88 millimeters and 123% of, and I already forgot, 12 and 32. Okay, 12 millimeters and 123% of 32 millimeters. That was right, wasn't it? Yes, okay. And then everything scaled up 23%. The original amount plus another 23%. Now, what if we said, hey, I want to scale everything down 23%? Well, one way to do it, like with the 88, would be to say, all right, 88, I've got 88 millimeters, and I want to scale down 23% of 88 millimeters. Okay, so I take the 88 and I knock off 23% of it. Cool. An alternative way to do it would be to say, well, if I'm going to knock off 23%, then I'm still going to retain, I don't know, let's see, 100% minus 23. I'm still going to keep 77%. So I could say, hey, what's 77% of 88 millimeters? And I still get the 67.76. Okay. So again, I can say, take the original amount and get rid of 23% of it. Or I can say, well, if I get rid of 23% of it, then that means I'm keeping 77% of the original amount. And either way works fine. Okay. By the same token, for the 12, I could say, all right, well, I want to scale it down 23%. So I'll just say, hey, 12 millimeters, let's knock up. Oh, I gotta click there. 12 millimeters, I'll knock off 23% of those 12 millimeters, or just say what's 77% of 12 millimeters. And you get the same thing. For the 32, what's 77% of 32 millimeters? 24.64 millimeters. And that's how it's all done. Again, I'm doing different ways. You pick the way that you like, and that's totally fine with me.